again with the King. We saw him play on Wednesday night. Monica, if I said LeBron will finish his career on a title run with the Cavs, is that McNutt?
You know, Schrager, I do not think this is McNutt. Listen, LeBron James has already had what is equivalent of a storybook career. Why not end it at home in a place where he's loved? I mean, he's not going to be looking for a next big contract in terms of the money. I don't know that he'd absolutely take a vet minimum either, but it's not about the money at this point. It's about putting a button on a wonderful career.
That's a nice, cute story.
It is. That's what I said.
You said title run. That's the thing. That's
the title
the
part.
thing
Yeah, you're right.
that I take a little bit of umbrage with. But yeah, going back to Cleveland, because I don't think he's finishing his career with the Lakers. I think this is the Hollywood part is over. And I think there are two teams, Monica, and the second one you might like a little bit more than the other. It's Cleveland, and there's the New York Knicks.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm just saying.
How you say interessante in French?
Bonjour.
There you go.
The Celtics are tied with the number 2 seeded Knicks in the loss column, despite not having Jason Tatum this entire season. If I said Jaylen Brown wins the MVP this year, is that McNutt?
Man, this one was tough. I'm not going to lie. As I was getting ready for the show, Schrager, I was really going back and forth in this one. I do think this is McNutt, and it's not because Jaylen Brown is undeserving. He's absolutely an MVP candidate, but I think we can't get bored with greatness. There's still this guy over in Oklahoma City who's killing it on both sides of the ball, and his team is still the best team in the league. You know, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Vince?
I don't think it's super crazy, but I think the team is going to have to do that much more better. They're right now between 2nd and 4 in the East. Detroit is running away with the conference right now. If they were to exceed that team, yeah. But there's a player in Detroit named Cade Cunningham that you're going to have a conversation about too. You're talking about two-way players that can win MVP.
Yeah. It has been amazing what Jaylen Brown's doing. This Celtics team's been cool to watch. Let's go to the next one here. The New York Knicks need Giannis to win the title this year. Is that McNutt?
Okay, here we go. Let's do the word thing. Need. I'm going with this one is McNutt. Would Giannis make this team better? It's hard to deny that. But I do think that when you look at the way the Knicks have started the season, they have shown that they have the ability to get it done. Now, the way they started 2026, I understand the noise around this team, but I do think they have enough talent on this roster to make it happen.
I don't see it happening at all. Let's be perfectly honest here. You can't win an NBA title with league average defense. And that's what the Knicks have. And they've been inconsistent all season long. If you were to get a Giannis, whether it's now or later, he is such a big part that you can't just throw him in there. It's not like just adding some seasoning or add some Old Bay to the salmon and making it taste good. You know what I mean? It's a little different. You know, might be. I'll introduce you to that later.
That's Baltimore. I've had it. Don't worry. I'll introduce you to that later. You're not understanding where I am. I get it. I can hang. I can hang. But go on.
Benny, I think that's a great point, though, because the last time, I always say this, the last time we added star equal championship was Kawhi Leonard in Toronto. It just doesn't happen that quick. And so I think there's something to be said for holding on to what this group has in terms of the chemistry, the investment, the time spent together, as opposed to blowing it up.
You're around this team a bunch. Does it feel like it's a distraction? Every time I walk down the street, I'm nobody. They say to me, is Giannis coming to the Knicks? Is Giannis coming to the Knicks? I'm sure the players hear it too.
You know, Schrager, quick aside, last night I did a really great event celebrating 80 years of the Knicks with a bunch of the old guys, Bernard King, Clyde Frazier, Allen Houston, Stephon Marbury, Rod Strickland, and they all talked about the pressure of being in New York. The noise is loud in New York, whether the trade deadline is around the corner or not. And so having been around these guys, they are professionals. It's out there, but they understand their best play for their individual futures and team's future is to take care of what's in front of them.
Vince, you're plugged in. Like, what's your thought?
It's a weird thing. Whenever you hear a Giannis trade rumor and you walk into that locker room, it's a pall. You feel it. You see it with the players. You see it with Karl Towns. You see it with Mikal Bridges. They know math. They know how much Giannis makes, and they know if Giannis comes here, I got to go. And what can you do to mitigate that? There's nothing you can do right now if Giannis says, I want to be a New York Knick. You can't prove yourself for June in January. June is only the thing that's going to save them. But if the Knicks make the decision, which I don't think they will, James Dolan came out and said a few weeks ago, this is the team that we're going to have. He said there are no big moves that we're going to make. Granted, anything can happen. You can always make those decisions now and then come back later. But I think you got to be real careful with what you have.
Where's Cat's head at? Because I feel like he's always the center of this trade rumor, and he's always the one that Knicks fans are, we'll move. but yet leads the league in rebounding, playing well, and they're winning games now. So where's he at right now?
I think the thing that he continues to say is he wants to be a part of winning. This team wants to get better every day. And so whether that is just a mantra that he's telling himself, it is the right thing to say. Because like Vinny said, you can't control the outside stuff.
And you got to want you. Let's be perfectly honest. The Knicks had a chance to extend Karl Towns before the start of the season. They did not. And the one reason that they didn't was because they wanted to keep their cap flexibility in the event that a player like Giannis becomes available. Actions, not words.
Guys, awesome. The trade deadline is right around the corner, but we got an NBA doubleheader tonight. Raptors and Magic at 7:30, followed by the aforementioned Cade Cunningham and the Pistons taking on Steph and the Warriors out west. NBA Countdown gets it all started at 7.
This is about to go viral. This man! Are you kidding me? This place is gonna explode!
Do not miss the Royal Rumble tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, live from Saudi Arabia. You can watch it exclusively on the ESPN app, and I am so fired up for this, because as we get you set for tomorrow, we are joined by none other than a two-time Royal Rumble winner and one of the WWE's biggest stars, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, live from Saudi Arabia. Cody, you've now won the Royal Rumble twice, and your victories have changed the trajectory of WrestleMania plans. How does it feel to have that kind of influence on the WWE's biggest show?
Ooh, I mean, Royal Rumble it's one of the big four that WWE put on. The fact that we're doing it in Riyadh, we've got this stadium out here. I think you always want to be, as part of your generation, someone that can affect change and someone that can actually move the industry in any direction. I found that out with my second Royal Rumble victory and leading into WrestleMania 40. And I'd love to find out if I have any influence and what would go down if I win it a third time and tie Stone Cold Steve Austin's record here tomorrow night.
Yeah, and it's, your story is one of the best in wrestling history, and now it's another challenge. How do you mentally prepare for a match like this?
We got 29 others, 29 of the very best in there. I'll tell you maybe a little insider secret to it all in terms of if you just want to make sure you look your best, particularly on camera, always find yourself in the middle, stay away from those ropes, and then whoever's coming in there that the crowd's losing their mind for, there was a famous legendary wrestler named Haku. He'd go and attack that guy because the cameras would be on you. So hopefully I get a good number going into this thing. You don't want to get a number early on. And having had the experience of going the distance twice with it, I think mentally I've already got the edge on the rest of the field. And it is an incredible field.
I grew up watching the Royal Rumble. I have amazing memories of watching it in my living room and just being so excited. Who's coming out next? Who's coming out next? And you'd always love to see who tosses out to. Of all the 29 other guys, who are you going to enjoy the most throwing out of that ring on Saturday?
Of the ones who we know that are in it, because there's going to be a myriad of surprises. We know who's declared already. I think you should look no further than the top of the heap at WWE, and that's going to be somebody like a Brock Lesnar, somebody like a Roman Reigns, who has also both won Royal Rumbles prior. I think I'd like to get Brock Lesnar if I could get anyone. I had his last match before he came back and wrestled John Cena. I thought we ended this thing. Apparently we did not, but I'd like to be the one to throw that guy out.
There's an answer there. Okay, what do you expect from this one being international? So this isn't happening in Vegas or New York. This is happening in Saudi Arabia. Different kind of feel maybe, but what's it like for you in the ring?
Ooh, well, I mean, for one, we're outdoors. This is a big, giant outdoor stadium that they've set up in Riyadh, and the fact that you're out here essentially in the desert. This is one of those days, just as an athlete, stay hydrated, and it's going to be one of those cool desert evenings. So I think atmospheric wise, it works better for those who are prepared. So there should be a lot of fun.
Cody, you come from the wrestling family. Obviously, you've had this storied wrestling career. Going back to either your wrestling days or what you grew up with, your favorite Royal Rumble memory is what?
Favorite Royal Rumble memory, one that's not with me in it, would be Royal Rumble 1992, which is one of the better Royal Rumbles there ever was. And Ric Flair not only wins the Royal Rumble, but at that time, the WWF WWE Championship, the biggest prize in our game, it was on the line in the actual match. I think he comes in at number 3, and as he's passing Ted DiBiase by on the way to the ring, he's got to get all the way through the other men in there. You can see on his face he meant business, and he goes the distance. He wins and becomes WWE champion. There's a historic interview he does after with Mean Gene Okerlund, just a really special moment. That Royal Rumble is still, to me, one of the greatest Royal Rumbles of all time, and that's my particular favorite moment. Nature Boy going the distance.
I love that. From number 3, wins the entire thing. All right, last one here. Finish this sentence for us. The Royal Rumble for Cody Rhodes means what?
Well, the Royal Rumble for Cody Rhodes means one step towards becoming a 3-time WWE champion